It's getting there. Okay. Usually I leave the room and then I come back and I take this thing off and I sit down and hang out with you guys. So, what do I have to say but good evening, folks. My name is Bill. You're watching Bill's Box of Sound. It's Saturday night. Sorry I wasn't here last week, but as I said a few weeks ago, whenever there is a nighttime OSU college football game and my wife wants me to watch it with her, that's what I do. So sorry that there was no show last week, but there is one this week. It's happening right now. It's Saturday night, 10:06 p.m. And since these live streams don't get a lot of views and my regular videos do, what I might do is I might start chopping up pieces of my live streams and reposting them as regular videos, and this way more people will get to see them. So wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you're from, I appreciate you stopping by. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button. Just do it now. Just get it over with. That way you don't have to mess around. Just hit the like button and you'll be happy. So let's see here. Oh, friends. Paul has given his condolences because he can't make it. And why? Because he's seeing Yes with his wife. Oh man, that's a good reason not to watch Bill's Box of Sound, is because you're going to see Yes. Because Yes is a great band. Although, in my opinion, they're not Yes anymore because there are no original members left that are in the band. So that's it. But if you dig the music that the people who are calling themselves Yes are playing now, that's cool with me. No problem. We've also got Mike Watkinson, first time chatter. You found this through my Zappa videos. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Good to see you here. We've got Nate Bouchard in the house. And we've got Scotty Strickland in the house, saying playing in the background while I clean up the record room. You know what? Cleaning up the record room is a good thing to do because we spend a lot of time messing these places up, don't we? Usually about the last hour and a half of time before my live stream start, I am working on cleaning the record room as it is. So, that's something you have to do. I mean, I've got like stacks, just stacks and stacks of records that I've got to reshelve, and some of them I got to put in the two plastic bags so they're protected and they don't get messed up. So what's been going on? It's been a nutty week. Originally, the Overnight Sensation reissue on double 45 RPM, excuse me, with the bonus LP, as well as the super deluxe 5-disc set of Overnight Sensation. We're talking about Frank Zappa here with the quad stuff. That was supposed to come out yesterday, but because of various and sundry production snafus, They have delayed the release of that until 2 weeks from yesterday, which is, I believe, the 17th. Yes, it'll be the 17th. Let's see what kind of anniversaries we got going on in the Zappa world this week. Let's see. Well, let's see. On this day in 2016, the CD sets, well, there were 3 different releases that came out on one day in 2016. Yeah. 2016 was a mighty dark year in November. In the U.S. that is, because some weird things were taking place in our government, and we needed some stuff to cheer us up. So Zappa music always does a good job of that. And there were 3 releases that came out on this day in 2016. It was Meat Light, which is a 3 CD set, a kind of like a project object of the Uncle Meat album. And there was also a 2 CD live set called Chicago 78. Fantastic concert. And also a Grand Wazoo / Waka Jawaka type live thing called Little Dots, which I thought was a lot of fun. So that's what's going on. Now, tomorrow, the 12th, is Ike Willis's birthday. He was born in 1955. And there was recently some news about Ike Willis. Some not so good news. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it, because I hadn't planned to talk about this originally on the show tonight, but let me look it up real quick and see if I can find it here.
Yeah, well, that must have been a...
No, not that. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if I can find it here. Ba-bum. Let's see. No, that isn't it. Ike Willis is not doing well. He is not well. He is sick. Let's see if I can find this here. Let's see. There's a Reddit that says, "Is Ike Willis really sick?" Go into that, see what it says here. Let's see here. No, this is a year ago. This is 2 years ago. Nope, that's not it. Let me see what else I can find out. Nope. I thought I was going to be able to see it. Anyway, I saw some kind of a thing on Facebook. Let me try one more time here to search for this and see if I can find it. Let's see. Let me pull it up here. Let's see. No, that's not it. Let's find something else. I know this makes for very boring viewing, but let me see what I can find out here. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Now, this is a post that was placed, I think, on one of the Frank Zappa discussion sites on Facebook. And this was posted, excuse me, by Mark McInnes. And it says, "From Ike Willis's daughter, Leah Danielle Yasharal, attention. And this is, pardon me, this is Ike Willis's daughter speaking. It says, I am power of attorney over my parents. Ike has been admitted to the hospital with pulmonary embolisms and congestive heart failure. These conditions were brought on and exacerbated by long-term cocaine use. In addition, his prostate cancer has gotten worse. He will not be going on any more tours. He is in denial of his addiction. Touring will only cause him to grow more and more sick. He will be going to rehab, not to play music. Anyone who attempts to send him money will be reported and the money you send will be lost. Additionally, anyone who attempts to contact him in order to engage him to leave the facility where he is undergoing recovery in any way or to deliver any substances to him will be reported to the police. If anyone truly cares about him, they will help him get sober. We appreciate prayers, true support, privacy, and understanding during this dire circumstance. Yes, music is a big part of my dad's heart, but right now his heart is failing. Do not listen to somebody who calls himself Marcus R. Touring. No, Marcus R. There we go. Touring will only keep him addicted at this time. You have been warned and informed. And there's like about 75, 76 people who have noted that. And this is on Zapatica and other places. And I cannot vouch for the accuracy of that. I don't know if it's completely true or if it's absolutely false. But wherever Ike is, we wish him well. And we don't want anything bad to him. I mean, I had no idea that he had a substance abuse problem. I've never heard of that before. I know that when he was with Frank, that sort of thing was very much frowned upon. And yeah, people say cocaine decisions. Yes, Mike. And hello, Kevin. What's up with you? And let's see. Somebody's trying to. Okay, whatever. So anyway, that's what I heard about Ike Willis, who, of course, he came to our attention first as the voice of Joe in Joe's Garage, and we love him. He's very talented. He's got a great voice, and he did a lot of great stuff with Frank Zappa. So we wish him all the well, no matter where he is or what he's doing. And sorry to hear that he's not performing. I've heard a lot of stuff about him being ill in the past. So maybe this is the truth. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I don't know if that's verified or not. I would like to see if there's any such thing. I mean, I know that there's an Ike Willis webpage. Let's just go to ikewillis.com and see what happens. ikewillis.com and see what that does here. And I'll tell you what, I will share the screen with you just so you can see what I'm seeing. Let's present, share the screen. Ike Home. Let's see here. And let's go to there. Okay, so you can see that. I'm going to scroll on down. And it got pictures. The official worldwide web home of Ike Willis, pre-Zappa, post-Zappa. Ike Willis, the voice, the legend. That's all we see here. Subscribe to Ike Willis update emails. Maybe I'll do that later on. Let me see if there's a thing for news on that. The noise, the news, anything you want to have. Ike Home, Ike Tours, Ike Email, Ike Music, Ike Bands, Ike Video, Ike Merch. And that's all it says. Nothing else. Well, that's about all that there is there. So I don't know what to tell you. But once again, without spending too much more time, we all wish the best for our friend Ike. And what's new out in the music stores? Well, The new Rolling Stones album has been out for about 2 weeks now, and no, I don't have a copy of it. I've heard it. I've listened to it online because anybody who wants to hear it online can go to Spotify and listen to it for free. And I like a couple of the songs. Angry is not bad. I do like that one song that has Lady Gaga and Stevie Wonder on piano on it. Something about heaven. Kind of reminds me of Streets of Love from A Bigger Bang. But I'm not going to pay $34.99 for that album right now because I'm not in that much of a dire need for Rolling Stones music. And aside from that, there have been so many variants of the new Rolling Stones album, Hackney Diamonds, released. There's been colored vinyl, different covers, picture disc. There's like 30 different variants for all of the U.S. Major League Baseball teams. There's been versions released for soccer clubs, and there's been all these other things. And there have just been so many copies of this flooding the market that my prediction is that in less than a year, there's going to be warehouses filled with these Rolling Stones records that people didn't buy. And just like the Adele 30 album, you'll be able to find it for a deep discount price. So that's it. I mean, one day I'll get it somehow, in some form, in some way. But right now I'm not going to go out and pay money for Hackney Diamonds by the Rolling Stones because I'm just not that interested in it. And the other big thing that's been happening in music this week is the release of the brand new last song. Really? Is it the last song? Do you promise it's the last song? By the Beatles, called Now and Then, which has the most god-awful cover art I've ever seen. It's just the words "now and then" placed on the cover. But let's talk about the song itself. Now, people are jumping to conclusions saying, "Oh, this is an AI completed song. This song was just created with computers, and the Beatles really aren't on this at all," which is the farthest thing from the truth. Now and Then is a song that was demoed by John Lennon back when he was alive, back when he was living at the Dakota. And there were songs that he just played into cassette machines just to put his ideas down on tape for something that he may want to work on later. And two of the songs that he did that to, Free as a Bird and Real Love, those were released as part of the Beatles anthology back in the 90s. And they did work on this third song, Now and Then. George, Paul, and Ringo worked on that song. They listened to it. They were trying to add things to it. They were trying to make a full recording of it. But the recording of John Lennon on the cassette tape was John singing and playing piano into a mono cassette machine. And apparently, John's voice was upstaged by the piano. You just couldn't hear his voice enough. You couldn't get the voice out properly because it was a recording that was not intended for commercial use. And as a result, you didn't have professional audio on it. So they tried to work on that back in the 90s. Then, when the Get Back thing came out with the Beatles, they used artificial intelligence technology to separate different fragments of audio from, say, for example, there were two people talking and there was a guitar playing in the background and almost drowning out these people. Technology has been made that would be able to separate the guitar and the two individual voices so you can listen to them individually and manipulate them as you want. So, in order to make this song complete, they used this technology to separate John's voice from the piano. And they put that on the tape, and they added that to what George, Paul, and Ringo had worked on. And then Paul and Ringo continued the work on it, and Giles Martin did some string arrangements, and they mixed it like a regular record. So it's not an AI generated song, for those of you who keep on saying it is. It's not the best Beatles song. It's okay. It's not bad. I will say one thing though. Search out on YouTube if you haven't seen it already. Watch the video that was made by Peter Jackson for the song. There are some parts of it that are kind of campy and things like that, but I will say that the very last shot of it, where the Beatles take a bow and then they disappear slowly from the screen, kind of made me a little misty-eyed, I gotta say. So, that's that. That's my opinion of the new Beatles song. And yes, I have ordered a 45 of the song for myself, so don't put me down for it. Anyway, man, massive dry mouth this evening. So I'm keeping myself hydrated with water. And of course, with the elixir of any possible gods, Diet Coke. So, excuse me, what else is going on here? I got a new CD this week. I got the CD version of the 50 Years of De-Evolution compilation by Devo. It's a little three-fold out, 2 CDs and a booklet with lots of great photos in it. A sticker on it here. I'll show it here. And why did I not buy the 4 LP boxed set for over $100? It's because I've been spending too much money on records lately, and I've got just about everything that's in that set except for just a few tracks on vinyl already. Besides, there's something more interesting Devo-wise that I just got this week. I've been talking about it since the devotional Devo convention. And it was explained to me by the guy who runs Futurismo Records that all of the copies that were bought through Devo's website, the Club Devo website, were delayed and diverted or something like that. But he said, rest assured, you will get it. And this week, it came. We must repeat. Oh my God. This is it. This is the set. It's called Art Devo. Oh my. And these are recordings made between 1973 and 1977. Obscure mind blowers from the vaults of the De-Evolution Band. And I know that Mike Pilmer, aka Devo Obsesso, has been doing a lot of work on this. You may want to freeze frame that if you want to see what tracks are on it, or look it up on the clubdevo.com site. So finally got this. Let me open it up for you. This is 3 LPs and a 7-inch. Now when you open it up, it's got no booklet, but individual art prints. So let's go through them one at a time, shall we? Oh, man, this is beautiful. And very thick paper, real good stuff. Let's take a look here. It's got the stuff here. Most of all the credits as to who worked on the set and where all the recordings came from. Then you've got numbered things here. Number 1. This is the scratch and sniff image. It says, use a coin to scratch the tire and experience the smell of an authentic Akron, Ohio rubber factory. Well, let me go grab a coin. Let's see. I'm grabbing a penny, because that was sitting out here. All right, so let's take this and let's just scratch this just a little bit. Let's see. No, haven't won anything from the Ohio Lottery. Ooh, that is a rank smell. A rubber factory. Hey, Shane Rocky, how you doing? Good to see you. Chief Dancing Ostrich, hello. Sorry I didn't do a live stream last week. Let's see here. Oh, wait a second. Here's something about new music. We're going to get back to the Devo set in just a moment here, as I put down that lovely scented rubber tire. Chief Dancing Ostrich says, got a second Taylor Swift album, 1989, and another Frank Zappa album, Sheiky something. Okay, it's called Shake Your Booty. Now, I always called it Shake Your Booty, and people correct me and say it's Shake Your Booty because it's supposed to be making fun of the disco chant or the Casey and the Sunshine Band song, shake, 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 shake your booty. But I think Shake Your Booty is just as funny. But Shake Your Booty is a great album, and I've got a copy of that Taylor Swift album on order. Something's wrong with the shipping on it, so I had to write to Universal Music, and hopefully they'll send me one real soon. Because I'm not a big Swiftie, but I do like her. She's very talented, and I'm pretty much behind her cause to make sure that she owns all of her own music, because the chance to do that was stolen from her back when she switched record labels. So, cool to see you, Chief Dancing Ostrich. And let's see here. Let's go back to Devo, shall we? The next one, number 2 and number 3, we've got these pictures here with Jerry Casale and Mark Mothersbaugh, and also a collage. We've got other artifacts. Now this is interesting here. Take a look at this. It says Mind Blowers here. This looks terrifically like something that was inside of Frank Zappa's 200 Motels album. There's a picture of Boogie Boy, and there is some other artwork. But let me pull out 200 Motels and see if I can find that. I swear that that is from 200 Motels. Let me pull out, let's see. I'm going to get the reissue of 200 Motels, which came out just a couple years ago. Let me open this up. And inside of here we've got the booklet. Ta-da! Yeah, I hadn't noticed that the first time I looked at it. So let's look into here and see if we can find this. Just another Saturday evening goofing off with Bill right here on the Box of Sound. And I'm happy to have you here. Let's see. Well, there's something like that right there. But I swear there was something else like that. Uh-huh. Let's keep a looking. Okay, well, maybe I am wrong. And there's also a possibility that this image was altered by Devo. But you know what? You take a look at that right there. And then you take a look at this. And you know what? That could be Marcel Marceau for all we know. So, Devo Mind Blowers. And then you flip it over, and there is a picture of Jerry Casale, as well as some liner notes from him. Let's see, it's 4 and 5. This is number 6. And number 7, looks like a contact sheet. Number 8, oh, check that out. Oh, and other things. Pictures of Devo, and we got some other fun things. What is this here? Oh, protection contract from DF. Oh, this is a service contract for an acoustic, just for a guitar, or a bass, or an amplifier, bought at DeFiore's Music. Now, those of you from Cleveland know about DeFiore's Music. It was a very popular music store back in the 70s and 80s, and I believe they closed in the 80s. That's hilarious. Yep, I'd go in there and say hello to Chip DeFiore. All right, number 10 and 11. We've got some of these things. A lot of this art is from Mark Mothersbaugh, some of his great art. And he did write a book called My Struggle by Boogie Boy. And I would love to get a copy of that. Then other pictures on the other side for 11. Okay. More devolution. Number 12. More pictures of Devo. We've got, let's see, Jerry Casale as Mr. President. Early business cards, uncut, right here. And Devo at Goodyear, Tire and Rubber Museum. Very neat. Look at those Devo business cards there. Yes, all this can be yours if you pick up the Art Devo box set. And here's Mark Mothersbaugh, a picture of him and an essay from him. Let's see, 14 and 15. Here we go. Looks like these are either Polaroids or some Instamatic photos. Let's see here. It says, who shot JFK? Jerry and Mark meet Boogie Girl. JFK and Boogie Boy take the call and sealing the deal. And then there's other handwritten things, as well as pictures, production stills from The Truth About De-Evolution. Let's see here. And we're getting down to the last couple here. 16, we've got Jerry Casale, 0, questions from Reader's Journal entry, and Mongo's drinking vodka. Remember, this was on the cover of the Hardcore Devo live album. And then there's pictures on the other side. Mongo's making music. This photo was also in the vinyl version of Hardcore Devo. Boogie Boy making toast. And let's see here. The new twist. Devo. Nice stuff. All right, and let's see, is this the last one? Yes, last but not least, you've got a much thicker card at the end. This is the Hello Goodbye Rubber Gloves photo taken by Jerry Casale, and which has also been repurposed for the cover of Art Devo. And this is the Positive Identification Mixed Media Postcard by Mark Mothersbaugh. And then on the back of that, you've got a complete track listing of everything on there. So all three albums are on, in this version anyway, they are on nuclear rubber vinyl, which looks like this, and it is translucent. You can probably see the lights on the other side of it, but very nice stuff here. 3 full-length LPs from Futurismo and Boogie Boy Records. And there are 3 sleeves that these come into. I got the records out, cleaned them, and put them in plastic sleeves myself. But each of the 3 sleeves has additional artwork, as well as track names, durations, etc. Let me pull out the second one, because you just saw the third one. Just don't want to damage any of these, because this is not cheap. Okay, check out that right there. And then more things. And last but not least, as far as the 3 sleeves are concerned, we've got this and that. Now, aside from the 3 full-length 33 RPM albums, there is a 45 in here with tracks called, let's see, what are these things called? The name of the tracks on the 45 are, let's see, Untitled Montages, recorded at Harlan Hall and at Greenwood. So, what is this music on here? It's all old stuff that was recorded before Devo got any record contracts. By the time they got signed, they had like a whole catalog of music ready to go. I mean, all the music on Are We Not Men, We Are Devo, and Duty Now for the Future, that was all written, and demo versions had been recorded a long time before any of those albums ever came out. And these are very different versions of it, and also lots of songs that have never been released before, back when these guys were in their 20s. And there's all sorts of warped and perverse things. And then there's things that are just musically and electronically amazing. So if you are a true spud, a Devo fan, you're going to want to have a copy of this. Now, this is going to be coming out on CD. If you go to futurismo.com or clubdevo.com, I believe you should be able to pre-order a copy of the CD version of this, which will be a heck of a lot less expensive than this was. But let me very carefully put this back together and put it back so that I can rumple and fetish it. I have listened completely to the 45 and the first of the 3 records in here. Very, very happy listening to this amazing stuff that Devo did back in the day. The audio quality is surprisingly good. I understand that somebody who works with the band Negativland did some work on restoring the tapes and making them sound as good as they could. And speaking of albums that were recorded primitively and on cassettes and things like that, yes, boys and girls, it is time for the commercial. For all of our friends here, if you haven't got a copy of this already, you must buy one. It's Spudlock, the album, which is available on Bandcamp. Now, I know that somebody just bought Bandcamp recently, and I've heard that there's a lot of bad things that are happening with the Bandcamp platform. Which makes me feel bad because it's a great place to find independent bands and buy their stuff either digitally or on vinyl. And I had this is available. This album is $20, and of course it's on high quality vinyl, pressed at Gotta Groove Records in Cleveland. And a lot of work went into transferring this stuff, and I got it mastered by the wonderful Dave Polster at Well Made Music in Bristol, Virginia. And there's an awful lot of liner notes as well as lyrics to all the songs in here. Or if you just want to hear the music, you can go sample it at Bandcamp at spudlock.bandcamp.com, and that's how Spudlock is spelled. Okay. Don't spell it with an L-O-C-K, even though, as my dear friend Kevin told me, a Spudlock is like a washer that helps a toilet go onto the floor. I had not known that. That's a great thing to know and very appropriate for this wild and wacky album. Also, Mikey Bananas from Grown Man Record Night played this last night on the Twitch stream and said a lot of great things about this record. Very, very flattered by the reviews so far. If you like wacky music, you're going to like this. So check it out. You can listen to it for free on Bandcamp. I may be doing the necessary actions to get this onto Spotify. And depending on what happens to Bandcamp in the near future, I may or may not continue to sell stuff on Bandcamp, because I also plan on putting out solo music digitally, because I spent a lot of money putting this record out and I have not made my money back yet. So, pardon me. More water. All right. The powers that be are telling me that there is a new ZappaCast podcast coming out this week. And there will be more information on that on next week's live stream. So if you're a Frank Zappa fan and you don't listen to the ZappaCast, you better start doing it, because there's lots of good stuff on it. So that is most likely coming out this week. Let's see. Another thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jacob. Hello from Greenland. Hello from Ohio. Good to see you, Jacob. Jacob has purchased a copy of Meh for himself, paid an awful lot of money to get it shipped to Greenland, and I'm so happy that there's people in other countries. I've sent a copy of this to the UK, to Australia. I forget, there was another European country that I sent it to. Canadians have bought this album. It's freaking me out, the international success of Meh, even though I still have a lot of copies. So if you don't have a copy, get yourself one. But back to new albums. I got a copy of this. I don't know if I showed this 2 weeks ago or not. The first release on vinyl of Diamonds and Pearls by Prince and the New Power Generation. Now, this album has full lyrics and a picture of the band in these sleeves, as well as the records themselves, pressed on translucent gray marbled vinyl in PVC. And that's it. And I finally got a chance to sit and listen to this thing all the way through, and there's good and bad things about it. I had really had very high hopes for the audio quality of this album because I had purchased another recent reissue by Prince. Come on. And that album is the 1989 soundtrack to Prince, to Batman by Prince. And this LP sounds unbelievable. It's great. Blows the CD away. Very analog sounding, very clean. And this album, as well as the Diamonds and Pearls vinyl, were mastered and lacquers cut by Bernie Grundman. Bernie Grundman was always Prince's first choice for mastering his albums, even way, way back in the day before he was an international phenomenon. Pardon me. But the sound of this album, compared to the original compact disc, very digital sounding, although I do have I am happy to say that the vinyl of this sounds a bit more dynamic than the CD. So there is an improvement in sound, but nowhere near as good sounding as stuff like this. So another reason why I did not buy the 12 LP set with all the extra stuff. Now, I know the 12 LP Super Deluxe Edition has got some great stuff on it. But if I do get that, I'm going to buy the CD version of it because it'll cost about half as much. And I'll still be able to listen to it. So, let's see here. Let's see, what's this here? I just like when you say the title. I'll have to check it out. Yes, it's called Meh. That's the name of my album. And another reason why I am limiting my vinyl purchases. Oh, by the way, and I'm surprised that nobody asked me. Roman said he might stop by tonight, but I think right now he's much more interested in playing his PS5. Hey, that's his prerogative, but we all love Roman, and anytime that he wants to be part of the live stream, we're happy to have him here because he is awesome. Anyway, another reason why I am spending a lot less money on records is because I bought some very expensive records. And one of them is this one. Yeah, I am buying all of the ultra high quality Steely Dan reissues. This is Asia. It just came almost a week ago. And I've seen 2 reviews of it online. One of them from Michael Fremer at Tracking Angle. And the other one from Ken McAuliffe, Jan's Vinyl Lover, on YouTube. And their consensus is that this sounds unbelievably wonderful, amazing, perfect. It's the best version ever of Asia. Well, let me tell you how I feel about that in just a moment here. Oops, wrong record. Let's pull out the correct one. Here we go. All right. Now, this is the 4th one to come out. For some strange reason, the first 3 Steely Dan albums, Can't Buy a Thrill, Countdown to Ecstasy, and Pretzel Logic, were released in order on the ultra high quality records. And the first 2, Countdown to Ecstasy, Can't Buy a Thrill and Countdown to Ecstasy, sound unbelievable. Of course, these are ridiculously expensive albums. They cost $150, and it's 2 records cut at 45 RPM, but they are mastered by Bernie Grundman, and just the sound is unbelievable. The separation of instruments, the detail you can hear in the instruments, the clarity, just the punch, the power, the warmth, the sparkle in these records are unbelievable. But a few months ago, the third album, Pretzel Logic, came out, and this one did not turn out as well as the first two. For some reason, this kind of like just did not have the sheen that the first two did. Of course, there's still stuff that I heard on this version that I have never heard before on a Steely Dan album. It was really good, but for some reason, the original version of this album just had a bit more oomph to it. Just had some great sound. But if you are absolutely, truly hardcore Steely Dan, must have everything, I'd go ahead and buy this, but be prepared. It's not the best sounding. There's great things on here, but this one, a little bit to be desired. Now, my history with Asia by Steely Dan. In September of 1977, I went to Record Theater in North Olmsted, Ohio, and I waited until they received their shipment of this album. And I was friends with everybody who worked there, and they let me help them cut open the boxes and unpackage Asia by Steely Dan. This is my original copy that I bought the day it came out. Now, notice this here. Yeah, this is damage from years and years and years and years of carrying this around. This one was in a box that was in a flood, and this got damaged. But the record's still in perfect shape. I had it ultrasonically cleaned, and oh my God, it's great. So about a week before I knew I was going to get the ultra high quality version of this, I put this on and listened to it in detail. This album sounds, if you can find an original of this, and especially either the AB or the AA, as like the catalog number of this album was AB-1006. And the second pressing, which came out like about 2 weeks after, and at $1 higher list price, the catalog number was AA 1006. Both of them sound great, but this one sounds just a hair better. But this sounds wonderful to this day. It's mastered wonderfully. As a matter of fact, when I was listening to it, the drum solo at the end of the title cut, Asia, some of the hi-hats just did not sound right to me. It didn't sound like the psst that you usually hear when you hit hi-hats together. It was more like a psst, psst, kind of like an F instead of a S sound coming through there. So I pulled out all my little tools and adjustments, and I completely realigned my cartridge, made sure everything was fine all the way through, had the right overhang, the right angle, and then listened to it again, and it sounded better. So this album is a true audiophile recording, and listening to, where it is, this new version on ultra high quality record is fantastic. Now, this has also been released as a regular LP for about $30-40, somewhere around there. And you can buy this. It's from a digital file that was mastered by Bernie Grundman, the same guy who cut this directly from analog. And from what I hear, it doesn't sound bad at all. I'm not going to buy yet another copy of this album just to hear what that sounds like. I wouldn't mind getting a hold of one or borrowing one from somebody, but right now, just the sound of this album all the way through, um, all the tracks, uh, Black Cow, Asia, Deacon Blues, Peg, Home at Last, I Got the News, Josie. Every single track sounds unfrickin' believable on this ultra high quality record. And that's what I got to say about that. So, what needs to come out next? Well, the albums that need to come out are Katie Lied. Let's see. Let me just pull out my Steely Dan records here. Da-da-da. Let's see. Here we go. We got Katie Lied. I've got both the original and the mobile fidelity versions of this. Can't wait to see what that sounds like, an ultra high quality record, because there are all sorts of problems in the recording and mastering process of this record that made it difficult to master. So I want to see that, and I do want to get myself a copy of. This is the very first Steely Dan album I ever owned, The Royal Scam. Love this record. At one point in time, I had a German import of this, but lost it somehow, and this is an American original. And of course, the other one is Gaucho, which I have, and it's also in a damaged sleeve. But yeah, crazy about Steely Dan all the way through. And one other thing I wanted to say, getting back just for a minute to Spudlock, and yes, we are going over, let the affiliates know, hold the network news. We're going over for a few minutes tonight. I was listening to music, and people have compared parts of the Spudlock album to early Devo and early Residents. I'm very flattered by that. But there's a group that people have been telling me to listen to, and I finally got to listen to them. And I was absolutely amazed at how similar their early recordings are to the methods that Spudlock did. And the group that I'm talking about is Ween. Ween. I had never really sat down and listened to Ween before. And I listened to the albums The Pod and also Pure Guava. And it amazed me how similar they were in kind of style, only theirs is much more extreme to Spudlock. And there's Spudlock recordings that I have in the vault, which are much more wacky and crazier than the stuff that's on the. So, I'd like to hear from other people who are Ween fans, who have listened to Spudlock, and see what you think. I was just amazed, and now I'm a Ween fan for some strange reason. And I know that there are people that are absolutely nuts about Ween. It took me that long to listen to it and find out. So anyway, that's other stuff. Mike, you are waxing poetic in here about this. Let's see. Listen to Ween's The Mollusk. Good stuff. Yeah, I listened to a couple of songs from Mollusk online. So I'm going to start casually trying to pick up some Ween music and figure that stuff out. And I do hope to release more music in the future. Okay, the last thing I want to say about Steely Dan's Asia and the ultra high quality version is that I was reading the second review on trackingangle.com, and one of the comments on there is somebody saying, well, on my copy of Asia, Black Cow skips 5 times. Well, whoever wrote that, you seriously need to align your cartridge properly. If you listen to a high quality record, such as, a very loudly cut Asia record, Picture of Heath by Chet Baker and Art Pepper, or even the very first pressing of One Size Fits All by Frank Zappa. You listen to that, and Inca Roads will skip on poorly aligned record players. As a matter of fact, I got to find myself, excuse me, I have to find myself a copy of the reissue of this, because the Vaultmeister, Joe Travers, told me that the new version he thinks sounds even better than the original. And there's like a very low subsonic noise in the beginning of Pojama People. There's just this low tone that really wasn't supposed to be there, that they got out of the new version that was cut by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grenman Mastering. So that's that. And that is about it. The only other thing that I got coming in, aside from other stuff, is the Michael Fremer produced, or executive produced, Rufus Reed Presents Kalen Cardello. That's going to be coming to my doorstep in the next couple of days, and I can't wait to listen to that. It's a piano and bass jazz album recorded live, and it's supposed to be really good. So, aside from that, there is nothing else new to talk about, nothing else that I am allowed to talk about at this time, since I am on a couple of non-disclosure agreements. But as soon as I'm allowed to talk about them, you will get the straight poop from me. So, I raise my glass of Diet Coke to all of you. Thank you for coming on to the live stream tonight and talking to us, listening to us, or just listening to me, for heaven's sake. Love you all. Thank you so much. Be nice to one another. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And keep listening to music. Go listen to some music after this, or go watch some other music-based live streams, and have some fun. Have a good time. I'm gonna turn on the synthesizer and turn on the guitar and do some more improvised goofing off. So, what can I say? Here it is. Good night, friends. Great to see you. I hope to be back next week with more talk about music and less coughing. Later, folks. This is it. Good night.